Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Ken from Nippon Bro. Welcome back to another episode. And today we are doing a product review and one that I just got recently. And that is the Joby Gorillapod 3K Pro version. And we'll talk about it right after this. Hey, welcome back, guys. So today we are talking about the Joby Gorillapod 3K Pro kit. And this one is something that I bought late in my career of photography and videography. I don't know really reason why I didn't buy it earlier. I think it's because I did have another type of tripod thing that I can either vlog with and, have it stand anywhere that I wanted, but didn't really have the flexible legs. Actually, I have it right here. So this thing extends like really long, so it's a tripod, but you can just twist these legs like this and then just shrink it down like that. And then it has a ball head here, and then you can kind of move this around. It can also hold a phone, and then it can collapse down, and then you can have a 1/4-inch screw here to be able to put your camera on. Doesn't come with this arm though. This arm is something that I bought off Amazon, and I think it was like 20 bucks or something like that. And bought this so I can kind of have it to be able to stabilize it when I'm taking B-roll shots, or I can attach a mic onto here and then I can use it to vlog like this. But having said that, the legs aren't really flexible like a Gorillapod, so when I set it down on the surface, I have to make sure that I'm setting it down right. And then sometimes I might extend the legs out a little bit to compensate for the tilt. But otherwise, it worked pretty well for a bit until this ball head here started to loosen up on me. And then it couldn't really hold my rig anymore. It can hold like a compact camera or something like that, but as far as anything kind of bigger than my A6400 with a Sigma lens on it, and even a monitor as well, it starts to kind of tilt away. But it worked for the long term. But yeah, now I've switched over to the 3K Pro kit from Joby. And I'll bring this one here, just like that. And yeah, this thing's pretty awesome. I did a couple of research on this one, and the reason why I got this and not I believe it was a 5K one, was one, because of the structure. The structure of this one, they implemented new aluminum legs on, which is very, very good. That itself is a huge upgrade, because before on the plastic versions, they actually start to loosen up on people after maybe a couple months. Depending on how much you actually use this item, it does start to wear on the ball joints. So with the plastic ones, it started to loosen up on people, and then you gotta go buy a new one, unfortunately. And you can buy just the legs. You can take the top off here, and then it'll just basically be only the legs, just like that. So you can replace the legs only, which is very good. You don't have to actually replace the ball joint here. And then you can just screw the new legs on when you get it. But not only the aluminum you have on here is durable, it still maintains the integrity and the lightness of the actual Gorillapod itself. And I think also the profile is a bit better, and it's thinner, so you can hold it in your hand. Before, when I tested a 5K out, I could barely get my hand, and I don't have really big hands, so I can't really like grip it really well. So the 5K version, I was like this. And then now I can actually fully grip it, and you can see it closer up there. You can fully grip it, and it's awesome like that. Next is probably the ball head itself. The ball head, I believe, is an upgrade if you get the Pro kit, and then the other version, I believe you'd get a different type of head with it. I'm not 100% sure. But when I got this, the only thing I didn't like about it was this part right here. This dial right here, when you undo it, the only way you can turn this and pan it back and forth is to undo this. But what ends up happening is you actually start to move this top plate right here, the actual ball joint itself, when you loosen this screw. So it kind of loosens it both. So let's say if you have your camera positioned flat and it's perfect, and you just want to do this panning motion. Now, the only thing you can do is loosen this screw right here to be able to do that. But what happens if you overdo it and you unscrew it, and let's say your camera weighs a little bit, it's going to tilt. So that's a little bit of an issue, and I hope they fix this by adding another screw to be able to, just like any other fluid head ball joint, is to add another screw here so you can actually have the panning motion and this ball joint to be separate. So I hope that's the next upgrade that they're going to do for Joby. I found a little bit of a trick to it. So what you can do is, let's say you have this tight and you have your camera on here. And what you do is you literally just make a small little turn on this ball joint. So then all you got to do is just turn it just a little bit, and then it's still tight, but you can actually move this around. The one thing you gotta be careful is if you leave this on too tight and then you try to move this ball joint, you'll start unscrewing the whole thing. It's not actually changing the pan of this. So it's a little bit finicky that way, and that's why I don't really like this one screw system that they have here to adjust everything. But other than that, I think it's really, really cool. The other thing is the plate right here, and I think I like this plate more than the older versions because of the fact that you have the inner screw here where you can screw in to the camera, and now you have an upgrade on just the way that this layout is here, where this pin here that sticks out, before you would have a hard time screwing this into a camera because your fingers would get caught up all in here, but now they seem to have fixed it and it's pretty good. I think it's amazing that they did that with their design. So, and also, just a little note, this pad here, this rubber pad, is actually very grippy onto your camera. I haven't had too much issues of this unscrewing on me, just holding my camera, even by the legs itself, and I think it did a pretty good job. Mind you, because there is a cushion here with the rubber padding, you can get this thing pretty tight, but if you did forcibly move the camera around, you could get this loose. And that's just, I don't know why you would move it around, or you maybe jerk the camera a bit too hard, but it can come loose and you might have to detach it from here and retighten it. Just saying. Just so you guys know that. But otherwise, I think it's pretty good. If you want to get it to this position where your legs are as straight as it's going to get, because once you grab it out of the package and you start bending these legs everywhere, it's really hard to get them straight again. So just mind you, when you are buying any type of Gorillapod, that is my biggest pet peeve, is not having these straight at the end of the day to be able to pack away. And it's always like, it's like a struggle for these things. But that's also a good thing, because when you are putting it around a tree, or just having it on your desk at the edge, then you can simply just kind of put it on like this, curve the legs around, and then you just kind of have to play around with it to a point where it kind of gets there. Clearly I don't know what I'm doing with this. Well then, that's a complete fail. But look, legs are all bent anyways. And to get it to be straight, I mean, you can kind of do a rough job of it. And then once you get everything all good, you just kind of bring it all together, and there you go. That's kind of how it is. But yeah, I think it's pretty good otherwise. So this product on Amazon is actually about $95 right now on Amazon. And if you want I think it's kind of like the extension arms that you can get for it, then it's about $150. So it's actually not that bad of a price point. Especially for vlogging purposes, this is like the go-to thing that you must have for any vlogger. And for me, it's better than having a gimbal, because the gimbal, yes, it's nice to have stable footage and to be able to plant it down anywhere and it'll just stay level for you. But honestly, with vlogging, I don't think it needs to be super smooth, because to be able to be organic with vlogs is what sells it. And having a little bit of shaky footage and stuff, I think just kind of adds to that aesthetic of a vlog. So for me, this is a go-to, not really a gimbal. I've tried a gimbal, way too heavy and not worth my time. setting it all up and everything and making sure it's balanced. So that is my take on that. But as far as the weight of this thing, it's actually not that heavy. It's just over a pound and I think about 0.4 kilos for those of you that are outside of the United States. And also the payload on this is 3 kilos. So that's roughly about 6 pounds, and I think that's pretty good. For my camera that I have right now, it's pretty good. You can also hold, I've seen people put an A7 III on here, even a 1DX, so it's really good for that. And to be able to vlog with it, you can even tilt the legs a little bit kind of out like this, and then kind of grab it together and you can vlog like this, so that's pretty good. And then you can tie it around trees, do everything with it, and it still holds your camera. You can even have it like this on a tree and your camera won't just be like flopping around. So I think that's pretty cool. Joby, great job on this. If you guys want to buy this one through Amazon, you can click on the link in the description below. And by the way, this is not a sponsored promotion from Joby. This is something that I bought myself off Amazon, and I just had really good experiences with it. And I am glad that I did not fork out the extra money for the 5K version, because that would have been a little bit of a pain in the ass when it comes to grabbing it and vlogging with it. I would just be so tired. My hand would be tired, not even just my arm. So that is another reason why I didn't go for that one. But yeah, if you guys like this video and you want to see more product reviews of my own gear that I currently have, please subscribe down below and give this video a like and turn on those notifications for future videos like this. I am going to start editing the podcast now because we do have a new podcast out. Link in the description below. Come check us out. Tune in and chill. And we do have, I would say every week we have an episode coming out, whether it's Friday or Saturday. And hope you guys enjoy that over the weekend. And speaking of weekend, I hope you guys have a good one. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.